And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Panzer Corps 2 and Kuybyshev. We got four more objectives to take. I suppose we could do damage to the KV-34 there, but I think we'll hold off. Push there. Or do I just want to heal? Probably just want to heal in space or in spawn. Oh, you could go where the tank is, which is not quite what I want to do. Although that might be what I end up doing. And that one surrendered. And then we're gonna unmount you from the train. Bit of a shame I can't push you into AT mode, because this would be a good turn for AT mode, where it's snowing so there's no planes. Do we shoot up the, Yeah, we'll probably just shoot you up. I'm not gonna take any return fire, so we might as well just take the swing. Take the swing. Covered you. We'll scoot you forward so you can provide a little bit of protective fire. Do the same there. Any of the planes aren't useful because it's snowing. That's everyone moved over from the west that we can with the snow. Okay. Are the planes healed all the way up? I think they are. No, one of them isn't. Now they are. Oh, this is the problem coming into the forest. Oof. And we lost one of the tigers. I think that was... not one of the old tigers or one of the new tigers? Hard to tell. One of the tigers is one of the old upgraded tanks. The rest are all brand new and otherwise have no XP. And other than being tigers and being reasonably good, I think that was one of the upgraded ones, which is a bit of a shame. That means we lost one of the more experienced vehicles. probably going to retreat. It didn't retreat the way I was expecting it to. If it had, I would have been able to probably take another swing at it. Okay, so I could unload you there. We'll probably do that. Okay. I really want to take a unit live with you, but no, we need to heal. You need to be a little bit careful about the positioning here, because we know there's a bunch of vehicles over here. We can't see them, they're just in the fog of war, but we know they're there. Next turn we should be able to get the planes involved, which will help a little bit more with the density of our attacks. Should probably take time to get the artillery healed. One of the big guns around the primary objective is opening fire on us. And yeah, that was the problem with coming into the forest. What I expected to have happen is close defense of the Tigers aren't the best. Yeah, my goal of dominating the area south of this bunker has not gone according to plan. Nope, heart attack's nice. Okay, so next turn's the one where we're gonna actually be able to... Or... I suppose the forecast isn't always perfectly accurate. Apparently we've got cloudy weather, not snowing weather. I thought it was going to be snowing weather this turn. So we can actually get the planes involved. Let's try to pull them out into the open terrain to fight the tanks, or give the Pioneer time to do its work if we need to fight it in the open, or fight him in the forest. Force isn't close, so we get the close defense, which is good for our Pioneers. It's okay for the infantry, and it's really bad for the tanks. Okay, we got 2 AA up north. We're going to rebase the fighters down south, because that's where we're probably going to get hit with the planes, the attack planes. So the KV-1. And we'll bomb the bunker a little bit. It's going to recover from the suppression. It's going to take a bunch of pounding to actually get rid of the bunker. That's why I'm not getting next to it until I can attack it from multiple units at the same time. There's the Soviet aircraft. Oh darn, we lost those ones. Don't know if they were the old Ver or the new Ver. 4 points probably means they're one of the old ones, old veteran ones, which is a little bit of a sad day. And we lost our 88 down south, that's not good. It wasn't enough to get them to surrender. Position you there so we can get you firing like that next turn. Quite the amount of damage I'd like to do. Let's get you out of the, that wouldn't be too bad. Okay, so roll you over there. You take the shot. Doesn't route, and doesn't. We can lap it with the Tiger. Ooh, I don't like the positioning of that fighter plane. There's not much I can do about it this turn. What I'd like to do is do some more suppression on the fort, but it's not going to be a viable choice. Two to 5 is probably worth taking. Yeah, move it into the forest where we get the defensive bonuses. You'd want to drop some bombs on it first. Which means we're going to get hit with a fighter plane, but we're going to do what we got to do. And I suppose, yeah, we'll eat it, but we're going to bomb the strong point. Ten to 7 is a lot of pain. At least it's gonna take some suppression. And we did lose a couple units over that last turn, didn't we? What were the units? Yeah, we lost the Veteran Ver. It was the 88 as well. Well, a bit of a shame with the Veteran Ver. We can just pick one up. Not gonna be as good as the Veteran one, obviously, but... Oh, was it one of the old Vers? Oh, it might have been one of the older Vers. Yeah, it was one of the Veteran Vers. It just might have not been this generation's. It might have been last generation's. If that's the case, I can still do that, and then we can pull a Ver of wild support bonus out of the back, like so. And we're expecting snow next turn. Okay. So we'll get a break in the enemy aircraft, because the enemy aircraft hurt, but means we won't be able to use our own. Okay, I do appreciate them shooting up the Pioneer instead of the more valuable units. Just slam that bunker. The bunker's now starting to do reasonable return fire damage. The amount of damage you can do is based on your current strength. So in this case, we've suppressed it enough that its strength as far as outgoing damage is low enough that we don't immediately cry in pain. Okay. It wasn't necessarily super useful. I just pushed it around. It's unlikely to heal, but okay. Might as well heal you. Could technically go there to suppress the infantry, but got you on the train. Got you on the train. Should be able to unload those next turn. And yeah, the planes aren't useful right now, but they can't fly. They'll be a little bit more useful next turn. Can move the artillery around a little bit? That wouldn't be a bad plan. Just gotta remember to swap it back to AA mode. Oops. That's hill. I'd prefer you not actually to be on the hill. We want them to take up the hill with the vehicles, and then we can expose... They're taking advantage of the close terrain of the hill for the infantry. Okay, their turn. The Strategic bunker is still encircled, so it's not going to recover from any of the suppression. Thank you for giving me a nice damage buff. That one's not going to be a nice damage buff. Time with big enough guns, and eventually it will give up the resistance. Okay, so Strategic bunker's been overrun. Just need to clear out the last 3 points, and I don't think that's necessarily going to be a lot of a problem. Might not necessarily be particularly fun. But problem, I think not. Oh, and I should have healed the planes last turn. Whoops. Yeah, of course we're going from sunny day to snowy day, back to back, so unless I, like, recon run the airfield, I don't get to use planes to fight planes. Strafe from vehicles. Okay, I think we're making some progress. Yeah, that's covering the AA. So at least the planes won't be too much of an issue this turn. The one turn they're going to get to do something. At the enemy side. We took the bunker, we got these 2 points, and then we got the one in the city. The one in the city shouldn't be that hard, because apparently we've got all the city fighting, artillery, and infantry up there already. This is going to be getting past the AT guns in the middle here. Oh, we're going to lose that one. That was a Ver infantry, and I think a Brooklyn Pioneer. And then I think the Ver was one of the older Ver infantries. Oh, we can upgrade you. We're going to deploy you at least with some vehicle. And then we'll take a Brooklyn Pioneer with some vehicle. Snow is what we have today. While it snows, we heal the vehicles. Split. Oh, when I lose the vehicle if I do that. I can still make this work. There we go. Okay, the regular is now out of bullets and encircled, so we can just take shots at him until he surrenders. Here we go. They chased him off that bridge. They'll probably be back pretty quickly, but... There we go. Circle the AT guns. I don't have high hopes for the survival of that half of Brick Pioneer, although, honestly, if we have to have half a unit destroyed, that's better than having a full unit destroyed, so I'm not complaining too much. Just the expectation is its imminent demise. Okay. Here we go. As I said, imminent demise expected. And achieved. AT attempting to break out, and promptly failing. Okay, it is a cloudy day. And I should have carpet bombed you earlier. And you've gotten a retreat spot. Well, that still means I need to hit you hard enough that you retreat. Here we go. Late game Soviet planes or fighter planes are definitely tanky planes. Yep, capture what survives that unit intact. Okay, that protects the majority of our tanks. Oh, and you can even take a shot at the planes. Oh, and tomorrow's day will actually be sunny. Chance of very accurate bombardment. Soviet turn, so here comes the planes. '88 doesn't go off if it's a plane duel. Only goes off if it's a ground target. Soviet artillery decided to fire and is probably regretting that choice. It took a lot more damage than it dealt. Okay, sunny day. We get 2 plane kills this turn. I screwed up. Oh, well, didn't screw up. I actually did both. Okay. There we go. 2 plane kills. And the advancement is working. Glasgow is loaded in trains and shipped up. It is the rail line, although I don't have a place to unload in the town, so go to the closer stations. Should make those guys surrender. Oh no. Low rolled. Oh, that might bite me in the butt later. Not as effective at de-entrenching as the strategic bomber. Does more reliable damage, though. They'll probably take that hex back, but if they do, that actually probably is good for us. You know, at the point where if I'm going to start doing bomb runs, there's going to be most of the targets going to be within AA range again. Okay, so we got 2 Soviet tanks coming up. Otherwise, I think they're starting to run out of steam. Yeah, and I think this one is going to be just short enough to not warrant going to 4 parts, so we're going to try to finish this part up. Or finish this map up on this part. Oh, more Soviet conscripts. Yep, as I suspected. I took the hex back. Yes, come into the city where the pioneers really like fighting tanks. This is definitely not where I wanted you to go. Just trying to click the double. This is what I get for having to play the game mostly by UI and not hotkey, let's just say. Some of my problems would go away if I used hotkeys. Darn, no one's actually within attack range of this guy. All the guys that are vaguely nearby, he could probably kill in one attack, but you know that means he has to be close enough to attack them. Yeah, the clowns are being low. We can at least get one confirmed air kill, I think. Yeah, there we go. I was worried for a moment there. Wasn't making the crashing sound. Okay. Again, if we can get that hex to surrender, the map ends, and we are currently getting a 55% bonus on 300 prestige for 10 turns. So, doesn't necessarily, it's not worth necessarily picking up the hexes or the pickups we can pick up, because we're going to get a big enough bonus that it's not worth specifically going for those bonuses. Okay, they're gonna get one last turn to beat up our planes, although that's not comfortable for doing strikes with how deadly their aircraft can be. So we only really got one last strike. Don't need to hit you. Probably you. Yeah, it's gonna be you. The other two have got fighter aircraft coverage. Okay. Go back to their one and only base, air base. In theory, if we can capture the air base, then all those planes will crash. Oh, that would require getting the AA driven off of that airfield. More Soviet armor. Again, I'm coming to the conclusion that it's probably just safest to pick up the victory here by driving the 14th Guard off the objective. If I can realistically do that this turn. There may be no. What I need to do... I need to do at least 3 in a swing. I need to do at least 3 in the swing, yeah. Oh, and I pulled the other chair off, so there's nothing actually in range besides that one. Okay. It'll be a clear day on the next day. Oh, that might do it. That did do it. With that, we can finish the mission. So we can take a quick glance at the battle. What's left? So we had another KV-1 coming in. There may have been more coming in on later turns with the T-70 up there. And then we did get a bonus 45% on the remaining 9 turns, which is almost certainly worth more than the airfield. Yeah, it was worth more than 50 airfield. Maybe it's debatable whether it would have been worth more than capturing more stuff. Probably was, because we would have been taking more losses as well. And that's Kuybyshev. So we're going to get the briefing for the next mission, and then we're going to go bring the stream to an end. Most units start with 50% base accuracy, which means 50% of the unit's shots will hit the target. Whether that does any damage or not is a slightly different problem, but the damage calculation is a fairly complex beast. But yeah, I think it's attack versus defense plus multiplied by accuracy, multiplied by strength. So like a 10 strength unit makes 10 attacks when you attack with it. So 50% accuracy means 5 out of the 10 are going to hit.
Ah, hey, General. Have you seen this report? We finally have an update on what the so-called Western Allies are up to. Despite the collapse of the Soviet Union, they're trying to invade the soft underbelly of Europe. Oh, this could not be a more fortuitous turn of events. While the Allies stole on our Italian friends, we're finally ready to launch Operation Sea Lion. With their best forces deployed to Africa and Italy, this is one tender underbelly indeed.
So this is the Sea Lion landings.
Your task is to get your forces across the English Channel in one piece. This will be difficult if you attempt to run the blockade of Royal Navy ships in the channel, so I highly recommend clearing them out before committing your transports. It is imperative to establish a strong beachhead, or the British response to their island being invaded would quickly throw us back into the sea. So, don't worry about advancing inland. Focus your efforts on clearing your coastal objectives. Stumbling now and ruining our only chance to pull off this daring invasion could turn the end of the British Empire into the fall of our glorious Reich. Do not let that happen.
Okay. So that is basically the Sea Lion briefing here. On the briefing, we'll take a look at the objective. Another unyielding here. Okay. So yeah. Sea Lion is pretty simple. In concept, at least. There are 6, we'll say port cities we got to take. Portsmouth, Brighton, Brexhill, Fulkenstone, Dover, and Ramsgate. And we got to take them all. Now, we don't necessarily need to take from the sea. We could technically land somewhere and push up. We got some deployment zones at Cherbourg, some at Le Havre. Clay's over there. Forget which airfield area this is, but... And then we have Calais and such here. Bologna, Calais, Dunkirk, yeah. Yeah, this is an interesting mission. There's a lot of sea assets, the sea and air assets the British have on this map. So initially, we probably want to run mostly airplanes to start with. May even want to start with a bunch of Fallschirmjägers and try to land with Fallschirmjägers to get the initial landing. Much like I do usually at the beginning or at the end of each stream, we go take a look, see what upgrades we got. So there's no new infantry, which makes sense. That there's one big batch of infantry upgrades, and that's all you get, I think, during the main campaign in this game. We do get new tanks. So we've got the Flampanzer. So the old Flampanzer 2 has disappeared from our... Oh no, the Flampanzer 2 is there. So the Flampanzer 2 now has its bigger brother, the Flampanzer 3, which is a Flampanzer but on a Panzer 3 chassis. So more anti-infantry, more anti-tank, more armor, more close defense, more initiative. Better in every way except for its cost. And we got the Panzer 4H, which is presumably the upgrade to the Panzer 4G. Yeah. Although whether or not it's enough of an upgrade to warrant running it over Tigers, because Tigers are better than it, with one exception, and that is the Tiger is one more core slot. Up to you. Depends on how you're upgrading. Depends on how your core slots are as well. If you want quality units, you go Tigers. If you want quantity, you go Panzer IVs. Historically, there were quite a few Panzer IVs. Recon, no new recon. We've picked up a few new anti-tank weapons. Nashorn, Marder 3s, and the Elephant. So I brought up in the last mission, the Tiger Ps never really saw any combat, so the Tiger Porsches never saw any real combat. All of them eventually, I believe, got retrofitted into these guys. These guys saw a lot of combat. And, yeah, nice big hard anti-tank gun. If we actually want to do anti-tank work now, we are at the point where this is a better option over the 88s. For quite a while, the 88s were, in our anti-tank mode, were just better than all the anti-tank options. No new AA. We do get a bunch of new artillery. West Broombars, Panzerwerfers, Hummels, and SIGs. So, small. This is the medium size. This is about the 15 centimeter. So this is the self-propelled 15 centimeter. This is the self-propelled 10.5, basically. Broombar is sort of a more tank one. I think you can even... It's a bunker killer. So 4x entrenchment destruction. Definitely does have its purpose. Panzerwerfer is one of our new self-propelled rockets. Question is it really much of an improvement? It is improvement. Yeah, that's an improvement over that one. 6-slot anti-infantry. Rapid fire 2. So this is, for a 10 strength weapon, this is going to dump a lot of attempts at hitting, right? The tooltip in the last loading screen was telling us most weapons start with a base accuracy of 50%. So this would do, for 10 strength, would do 20 rolls, 50 of which by base would hit. And then you have to apply soft attack versus hard attack, and that affects whether or not you're going to get strength hit or whatever. Then we got the SIG. I don't necessarily know if the SIG is better than the West. Yeah, it's between the Wesp and the Hull. Planes. Sadly, no new fighter planes. We will probably be running quite a few HE-201-9s. Because I think we're just going to need it for the fighter coverage. Dive bombers. We do get the upgrade over our pre-existing Junker dive bombers. Notably, and this is maybe a reason we won't upgrade to them on this map, is while they are an upgrade, they are not an upgrade in anti-shipping. The Junker Gs here are better dive bombers for anti-armor, but they are a downgrade for infantry and a downgrade for shipping. And we're going to be dealing with shipping on this map. So we might actually continue with the Junker D. We may even, in fact, get more, because we're going to be doing a bunch of shipping sinking. And no new level bombers. Again, might run some Junkers 88As as anti-shipping weapons. Because there's going to be a lot of shipping on this map to deal with. I'm not sure which upgrade. We might just be upgrading our infantry again. Could upgrade some of the self-propelled, or some of the guns to self-propelled versions. Although that's a core slot for something that just is self-propelled. That's really the difference there. Which, if we're worried about it getting exposed to enemy fire, is probably worth it. Because the big bonus there is the armor. Armored 105 or armored 15. And there isn't an alternative yet for the 210 centimeter big guns that we've been running. One of which I think we need to replace. Not going to do it right now. What heroes do we have in the bank from... Yeah, so we lost one of our 0 slots, so we can either run that on artillery or run it on like one of the bigger tanks or something these days. Aiming says fierce fighter, unyielding, first strike. And this probably is a map where we want to run Bolshevik. Maybe for crossing very quickly, just fly over, drop them. Try to work from Ramsgate and Dover down the coast. As we try to chew up all the British shipping. We can even see some already. There's a tribal class, country class, Nelson class, Leander class, and the tribal over there. So yeah, lots of British shipping that are going to get in the way. We try to do by boat. And you can see how much the game is like, yeah, you're going to need planes. It's giving us a bunch of boats, because you don't get to build boats, and it's even giving us some planes that's like, yeah, you don't care about these planes, but you need planes. You need more planes. So we're going to need even more planes than this. And then... how I'm going to run the troops, I might not run necessarily... It definitely won't be the same loadout as last time. We won't bring any... I don't think we'll bring any Birken Pioneer across. Probably bench the Birken. Probably grab some more Fallschirmjäger. We got 4 transport planes, so we can run 4 Fallschirmjäger in the first drop. See how that goes. But that'll be for next time. If you're watching on YouTube, there probably will be another part up tomorrow. We were already recorded 1 part ahead, so even though we're brought back over to a 4-part, 4-night, 4-game schedule, this is actually letting you on YouTube catch up a bit, because we're only doing a 3-parter tonight. So instead of being a part ahead more than normal, we'll be back on normal schedule for you. So yeah, the next map, if you're watching, will be Sea Line. So yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, there'll be probably a part of this up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, let me bring up the schedule so I can go over what's coming up over the next couple days. So tomorrow will be Shadow Empire, Infantas, some Aliens, Mayhem. I think we're on the path to winning there. The big struggle is with ports. Can we get enough shipping? As much as I'm talking about shipping here, we got shipping in other games we've got to worry about. Although it's our shipping and not the enemy shipping in that game. So that's Saturday. Sunday will be Whiskerwood. We'll be back to building that city with the mice. Monday will be in Terra Invicta. I have an event till June. It's actually an event till July we just had in the game. We'll start profiting from Jupiter, and from there we should be able to quickly roll into winning the game, I think. Once we can afford to produce fleets more frequently than once every other year. And then Tuesday will be the return to Panzer Corps 2 when we do Sea Lion. So if you're watching this on YouTube, that will probably be in your past. So if you can't wait until tomorrow's part, you can probably hop over onto Twitch The Twitch VODs do stay up for 14 days after they get streamed live. And I stream live to Twitch under the username willcall, and then upload the local recordings to YouTube under the username willcall100. So with that, if you want to leave any comments and you're watching live on Twitch, now's the last time to leave them. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and wish YouTube the best of luck and a good time, and catch you all in the next stream. Bye for now.